जी स्टूडेंट्स, वी वर ऑन रिकमेंडेशन रिपोर्ट फर्स्ट सेशन, जो हमने वीडियो यू कैन से 15 वीक वीडियो के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से फर्स्ट सेशन कवर किया. दैट वाज अबाउट हाउ वी कैन मेक द रिकमेंडेशन रिपोर्ट एंड ऑल दैट. उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से डिस्कस किया. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे मूव करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. This one is how you can write the recommendation report. Definitely, recommendation should be brief, right? Right, consistent. Sorry. Okay, right. The consistent. We can say whatever we are writing, brief, right, concisely. Any reason for recommendation should only be given if necessary. Right. So it must be brief, and you have to give the recommendation and reasons how you can say write down the recommendation regarding anything, and it has to be clear. Do not be ambiguous as to how the suggestion should be implemented. So you have to be very much clear. This is very important. So do not be ambiguous as to how the suggestion should be implemented. Precise, that means your writing and whatever you are saying, whatever you are recommending, that must be very precisely, and the result from the insufficient research and analysis that is not required. So you have to be, you can say, very much concise, precise, and clear regarding anything, whatever you are saying. So that means up to some extent 7 C's of communication आपके रिकमेंडेशन के अंदर होने चाहिए, और उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा जो आपका इम्पोर्टेंस है वो be clear and concise, to the point. You have to say whatever you want to. This is very important because we are recommending something. तो अगर आप recommendation में भी clear नहीं होंगे तो then there is no need of giving the recommendation. Just like जैसे एक कोई भी machine है, that can be a washing machine, that can be a television, that can be anything, कोई भी device है जिसको आपने use करना है, तो you have to give some specific recommendations. This is how, these are the instructions that how you have to use, जिसको हम मैनुअल कहते हैं, मैनुअल बुक, उसके अंदर सब कुछ प्रोवाइडेड होता है. सो यू कैन से दैट कैन बी द अबाउट recommendations regarding that machine or device, how you can use that machine or device. So again, you are recommending different things. तो उस recommendation के अंदर then you can say कि आपने instructions दी होती हैं, आपने different you can say suggestions दी होती हैं, the way you can use it in a better way, right, and you can get the better performance and so on. So वो सारी चीजें आपकी किस में आ जाती हैं, रिकमेंडेशन रिपोर्ट के अंदर आ जाती हैं. Okay, now next slide is, this one is about general justification or recommendation के point of view से बताया हुआ है. Students, recommendation basically very simple and you can say simple with report is with very simple format. So that is the reason almost आपकी linked slides हैं ये, और उसके बाद फिर हम इसका फॉर्मेट देख लेंगे और उसमें प्रपोजल के साथ और प्रोग्रेस के साथ डिफरेंस फाइंड आउट कर लेंगे. Purpose, make the recommendation to the management and provide data to solve the problems and make the decision. That is the basic purpose of recommendation. That means you want to give some specific recommendation to the management that this is how you can use and this is how you have to use that device or you can say machine. So provide data to solve the problems and make the decisions. Then you have to provide the data to solve the problems and make the decisions. Accordingly, you have to provide the data, whatever required for the solution and decision, whatever you have to take. Okay, now this one is about purpose. Then we have two very important thing is generally purpose के अंदर भी हमारे पास कोई problem statement होती है, introduction and all that. आगे हम जब हम जाएंगे इसके फॉर्मेट के अंदर तो हम डिस्कस करेंगे. Okay, students, examples, buying the equipment, changing the procedures, hiring the employees and all that. Then you have to quote the examples. Two examples, कोशिश करें आप उसको explain करें. Then contents, problem, need, facts, discussions, pros and cons, and recommendations. Everything you have to, you can say find out, everything you have to see. So this one is about contents. जो आपने अभी contents के point of view से what will be the requirement क्या कवर किया, कैसे किया, what will be the advantages, disadvantages and all that, वो सब आपने डिस्कस किया. So ये सब आपके कॉन्टेंट्स के अंदर आ जाता है regarding problem statement. And then at the end give the justification report or sample, right? That means this is how you can make that report, or this one is the report about which we are discussing. So next one is about report sections or functions, जिसकी हम बात up to some extent पिछली वाली slide में कर रहे थे. Now there are different sections of the report writing. That can be the introduction, explain what the report is about and who ordered it. This is very important, and who will order it and what's the, you can say, report basic purpose and what it explains. And the procedure, sometimes called the method, describe how the subject of the report was investigated. Then what you have to find out, sometimes called the method, describe how the subject of the report was investigated. Then you have to find out आप report of the subject कैसे investigate किया गया, or how it will, you can say, called as the whatever you are describing, whatever the method, how you can use it and all that. जो भी आप डायरेक्शंस देते हो, रिकमेंडेशन देते हो, इंस्ट्रक्शन देते हो, वो आपकी प्रोसीजर्स में आ जाती हैं. So findings, present the result of the process of the investigation. Then you have to present the result of the process of investigation. आपने क्या करना है? Then you have to find out the findings, present the result of the, you can say, process of investigation, of the investigation. Then you have to find out the result. आपकी क्या findings हैं जो आपने procedure, method, सारी चीजें implement की, use किया. So now what's the conclusion? Now what will be the findings and conclusion? So last one is about conclusion, summarize the finding and explain their importance. So at the end you have to, you can say, after finding, okay, this one is the best, these are the alternatives that we can use, and then we have to move toward the conclusion. That means we have to say this one is the best one. So that is the reason we have selected that solution, and we can, you can say, we can find out how we can use this solution with some things or some different things. Okay, summaries are summarizes the finding and explain their importance. Then, in conclusion, you have to summarize the findings and explain their importance. Generally, आप summarize कर देंगे कि okay, this is how we can conclude all these things. Then recommendation, make suggestion for action based on the finding and conclusion. Then what you have to do is, then you have to make the suggestion for action based on the finding and conclusion. आपने रिकमेंड करना है कि ओके दिस इज हाउ यू कैन यूज दैट स्पेसिफिक device in a better way, and there is no need to use that thing in with any other, you can say, software. Just like जैसे आप कहते हैं compatible होती है आपकी कोई भी whatever you are saying, whatever you are doing, कोई भी machine, कोई भी चीज़, so definitely it's not compatible. इट्स यू कैन से, अगर आपकी रिकमेंडेशन रिपोर्ट एक प्रॉपर नहीं है और आप कहते हो कि ओके ये वाली जो डिवाइस है, ये मशीन है, प्रॉपरली यूज नहीं हो रही, तो दैट मीन्स इट्स नॉट कंपैटिबल, इट्स नॉट एज पर द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द, you can say, document. So you have to see, you have to give the suggestion, and you have to give examples and so on, so through which you can define your recommendation. So make suggestions for action based on the findings and conclusion. So ये recommendation है. ये 4 students basic parts and like introduction, procedure, finding, conclusion, recommendation, 5 and impact. On the basis of this, we can make our recommendation report, you can say, very fine and concise and very clear recommendation report, understandable recommendation report. Now this one is the format of recommendation report, and this one is enough for this session, student. ये फॉर्मेट हम इन डिटेल नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में आपकी दो फॉर्मेट से रिलेटेड स्लाइड्स हैं उनको डिस्कस करेंगे. थैंक यू सो मच स्टूडेंट.